Today, we're diving into budget-friendly hacks to organize your craft supplies without breaking the bank. Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and I'm beginning to believe that crafting and organizing your craft supplies are two completely separate hobbies, both of which I enjoy very, very much. There's something about an organized craft space that inspires me, that makes me want to create, and that's what we're going to work on today. I am working my way through my craft room this winter into the spring, organizing, destashing, and decluttering to get it all ready for a big move. But I bet even if you're not moving, you perhaps are looking to get your space a little bit more organized as well. And while there are tons of options, tons of organization systems out there, many of them can be really, really expensive and it can add up really fast. So in today's video, we're going to start our organizing journey and talk about some budget-friendly hacks, some tips, some tricks to save you money while also creating a beautiful space that you are going to love. We're going to talk Dollar Tree. We're going to talk DIY. We're going to talk about reusing things in your house, all of which are going to save you money that you can then, spend on a few more craft supplies. So if you're interested in coming along with me as I get part of my craft room organized and share these tips with you, let's go. Before we can organize, we need to declutter, and the good news is that decluttering is free. Today, I am tackling the shelves in my craft closet. They hold a lot of stuff. It looks relatively organized, but I know there's some things that we can improve upon and that I want to talk you through. So let's get started on these right back here. So since step one is to declutter, you're going to need a few supplies. Now, a lot of people talk about working in three different categories. You have the keep category. Those are the supplies you love and you use, and of course, you're going to keep them in your space. You have the donate category. That's going to be the supplies that are still in good shape, that could be used by someone else, but that you're probably not going to be using within the next year, so it's time to donate those. You're also going to have a trash pile. We all have torn up scraps that really can't be used. We have dried out ink pads. We have broken tools. We need to gather up all those things and toss them. So those are the three main categories. However, I have found that with most crafters, it's very difficult to work within those three categories. So I like to add a fourth category, and that would be your think about it pile. So you're going to have a place where you're putting things that you're like, maybe I'll use it, maybe I won't use it, I don't know. Put it in a think about pile, put it in a think about box, and put it to the side. Tuck it away, put it in the closet. If you don't go for it in the next month, 3 months, 6 months, it's time to donate those supplies to get them out of your space. If you do find yourself looking for and reaching for those supplies, going and hunting them out of the closet, then it's probably a good sign that they belong back in your space. So first up, you're going to need a trash bag. That is going to be for all of your trash items. And then I've gathered two different boxes. So I have my maybe box. Notice that it's going to be smaller than my donate box. So you're going to want to clearly label those so that you know which one is which. And then it's time to start digging in to your supplies and decluttering. All right, just because decluttering is free does not make it easy. Decluttering is going to be time consuming, but just think of it as some sweat equity to increase the organization in your space. Now, I knew that these happy planners were going to be a difficult thing for me to go through. I've had them for a long time. Some of them are my full catch-all planners from past years. Some of them are planners or journals that I have never touched. So what I was doing was taking each and every one down, taking a look at it. I moved a lot of these into my donate box. because they were unused and I knew I wasn't going to end up using them in the future. It was okay to let them go. I decluttered some of the pages, some pages that I had used in the past that I didn't want anymore. I was able to throw those away, and I broke several of them apart, saving any metal discs or covers that I loved. This ended up saving me a lot of space on the shelf, and I think it's going to be really helpful as I continue to organize the rest of my craft space if I'm able to let go of things. Remember, if you haven't used something in over a year and it's still in good condition, really consider donating it. You can donate it to all kinds of places: libraries, women's shelters, schools, preschools. Lots of different places will take your craft supplies. Again, that's just going to take a little bit of sweat equity because you're going to have to call around and see who may be interested. Anything that you have that you no longer want that is used, even if you think someone could maybe get some use out of it, it might be time to just throw it away. I did not donate any planners that had a ton of pages out of them or anything like that, because really for donation, you're wanting to consider something that would be of value to someone else, not just your bits and leftover pieces. So make sure your donation pile is of a higher quality. Don't just donate every single thing. Some things actually do need to be thrown away. Once you have it decluttered, the next step is to sort what's left into categories. Now, my room is already pretty much organized into categories, but you're going to want to group supplies in similar types. For instance, all your paper together, all your markers together, ribbons, fabric, embellishments, all of those different things. Start to group them either in piles, on shelves, but see what you have of each different type. It makes a much clearer picture when you're seeing all of those supplies together. Now, as I'm decluttering, I like to be very intentional about where I'm decluttering. I'm not just jumping around the room or jumping around the shelves. You can see I started at the top shelf, the top upper left, worked all the way to the right. Now I went down one shelf. I'm going to work right to left. If you keep it in a very intentional space or with an intentional plan on how you're decluttering, you won't accidentally skip over a space. So I'm making sure to hit each shelf left to right, right to left to right, kind of zigzagging my way down the shelves instead of just jumping around and doing all the shelves at one time. Another tip I swear by as I am sorting is to work one category at a time. So for instance, right now I'm going through paper. I actually didn't need to destash hardly any paper at all because I do a pretty good job maintaining this particular organization system throughout the year. But I did need to kind of move things around, regroup things by type, and it helped that I was just working with paper. If I had all of this out mixed with all the different things that are on the shelf, it would have gotten a little bit crazy, or at least crazier than it already was getting. So one thing at a time keeps it a little bit less overwhelming and keeps the process manageable. If you do not have storage solutions yet, meaning you are sorting through all these items and you don't really have a way to organize them as you're putting them back, don't worry. Just grab some temporary organizers. You can use shoe boxes for paper scraps, maybe some different mason jars or small bins as you're organizing some of your smaller items. That can be a temporary solution as you're starting to declutter and destash. Just use what you have on hand to keep your supplies from becoming a humongous jumbled mess while you're trying to figure out some more permanent solutions. So it's really hard to figure out the permanent solutions, to DIY some great organization until you actually have decluttered and you see what you're going to need. So find a temporary one, make sure it's a free temporary one, and get your space decluttered and destashed, and then you'll be able to start applying some of the organization hacks we are going to talk about. Now that we have decluttered and sorted all of our supplies that we're working with today, let's talk some budget-friendly organization items. I've got some items from the Dollar Tree, some items from around your house, and some thrift store finds that you may want to keep an eye out for that will help you get your pieces organized. Let's check it out. All right, first up, let's talk about things to look out for at the Dollar Tree that will help you get your space organized. First of all, little bins. You guys, the Dollar Tree is the perfect place to find all kinds of small bins. I always prefer clear bins like this, just slightly frosted. They have different sizes and shapes. It is fantastic, especially for us crafters. We have small, little itty bitty items, little pieces of ephemera. And so it's nice to kind of be able to gather those and organize them within your drawers. Big fan, bins, baskets, boxes, all of those can be found at the Dollar Tree. If you're not happy with the aesthetic of what you find, maybe it's the wrong color, something like that, consider spray painting it. That would be an excellent opportunity to really customize it, make it go with the aesthetic of your space, but still be super budget friendly. Something else that might seem a little odd that I have used from the Dollar Tree before would be this. This is actually a napkin holder. If you've been around my channel for very long, you know that I'm a big fan of pot lid holders. I know that sounds weird, but they work so well for a craft room. It's actually what I use to store all my 12 by 12 paper. It's great for storage tools, all of that. But these work very similarly, $1.25, and it can hold things in a file type format. You can use them for planners. You can use them for some of your odd shaped tools, some of your cutting mats, things like that, just to keep them organized on your shelf. Check it out. Look for your average little napkin holder. It can help you out so much. Some other things to check out, especially if you have a smaller space. Look for those over the door shoe organizers that hang on the side. Those are great for organizing all kinds of markers and ribbons and all of the things, especially if you were working with like a craft closet or you're working in a smaller space. And those can really hold up to craft supplies, the ones from the Dollar Tree. With shoes, they may get torn up a little bit faster, but for craft supplies, I actually think that they work pretty darn well. Some more things to keep an eye out for at your Dollar Tree. Look for some fun seasonal boxes, especially gift wrapping boxes. Those are great for storing your seasonal supplies in a fun and festive way. So that can be a fantastic addition to your craft room organization as well. Let's talk about repurposing items that you may find around your house. First of all, we're all adults here, so we've said it before. Sometimes you just find a good box. It's a good, sturdy box. Maybe it's a box that your iPhone came in, or a really nice planner box from Kelva Plan, the Happy Planner. These are good boxes. What I like to do with things like this, these are fantastic for storage. You can use them in a couple ways. First of all, you can store things in a closed storage method, keep the lid on, all that business. You can cover this with paper. You can paint it if you want to give it a different look. Or a lot of the times, I will use these in drawers. I will just slice off the lid right here and then use this to organize supplies within a drawer, kind of like making my own little tray. They are fantastic. So I always kind of scour and look for the good quality boxes that I can repurpose in my craft space. They hold up pretty well. Plus, it's not a huge financial commitment that way. So if I feel like changing or rearranging, I can toss the old boxes and bring in some new ones. Some other things to keep an eye out for: mason jars and different plant holders are fantastic for organizing supplies on top of your desk. So keep an eye out around your house. Maybe you have a fun, colorful one that you want to add into your craft space. That would be a fantastic idea as well. Another idea is taking cereal boxes. So I have these magazine holders. Mine are actually from IKEA, but you can see with this how similar it looks to a cereal box. So take some of those family size cereal boxes, cut them down, and make your own magazine holders to get your space organized. Wrap them in a beautiful paper, and it's a fantastic DIY to save you a little money, but add a little pizzazz to your organization. Also, don't forget about checking out thrift stores. I was actually able to thrift these beautiful hanging mason jars that I use on my pegboard. I have thrifted beautiful pieces, including the library card catalog that a lot of people comment on when they check out my space. Thrift stores are a fantastic way to get some affordable pieces, some gently used pieces, and those are kind of perfect for a craft room because, let's be honest, they're going to get gently used soon enough in our creative space. So thrift stores are another fantastic option for looking and finding some affordable pieces for your space. One last tip for affordable storage and getting your space organized: label everything. Once everything has a label, you're going to be able to really see what is in your space, and you'll be able to find supplies faster and put them away faster. Label makers are fantastic. I think they're a fantastic investment for your whole house. But if you don't have a label maker, no worries. Grab some beautiful cardstock, grab a marker and clear tape, and go at it labeling all of your stuff. You can even make beautiful, colorful labels that will bring a little bit of inspiration into your space. Remember, storage solutions don't have to be expensive to be effective. Truthfully, half the battle is digging in and doing some of that decluttering. We can work through that together. You're going to see a lot of decluttering coming up on this channel in the coming weeks as I prepare my craft room to move states. So crazy. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can find all of those videos. It's going to be a really interesting time. Don't forget, you can transform your space with some DIYs and thrifty finds. I cannot wait to hear what you all do to save money on your organization solutions. What are some of your best finds, tips, and tricks? Make sure to leave those down in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do want to give a huge shout out to my entire Patreon community. We're having a fabulous time. 2025 is the year of color over on Patreon. Every month we have a ton of extra perks, including 8 exclusive videos that cover everything from organization to crafting to planning, all the things. And we would love to have you join us over there. You can head on over to patreon.com/ScrappyWife to find out more. All right. I hope that you have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.